Okay, we are live. We're going to do some quick coverage of some of the breaking Epstein stuff today, or just kind of some of the stuff percolating in the ecosystem. It's going to be kind of quick. Got family visiting, so not going to be too long. Don't even have a co-host here today. Just going to run through some of the stuff. So what are we going to cover? We're going to cover the use of the word whoops in some of the files. It's a very oddly used word. I think it's one of those code words. We're going to cover the director, Avery... forgot his name already, from Pulp Fiction. He was a screenwriter covering some of the stuff he said on Rogan about them eating babies and whatnot. Then we're going to cover people having ontological shock, which we kind of already covered before. And then we're going to cover that one woman being in the thing. But let's see, who's here? Shout him out real quick. Urban Hippie 357, let's go. Welcome, sir or lady. Terrible Lizard, let's go, Panda. All right, let's get into it. We're just going to power through it. Hopefully it won't be too long, but I always say that it ends up being a little longer than I planned. Let me know if you guys can hear me too. As you guys know, audio live is kind of difficult. So first things first, what's his name? I think his name is Jake Shields on X. He had pointed out that this word whoops comes up a lot in the Epstein files in like very weird ways. And I'd already posted a few of them, but I didn't really think to like look at that word specifically. When I did, it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of probably one of those code words. So it does appear that the word whoops is a code word. Let's just go through some of these real quick. And what some of you guys think they mean. So June 30th, 2014, somebody emails Jeffrey Epstein and says, I give you permission to kill him. He is apparently with redacted. He lied to you and he lied to me. Jeffrey responds, whoops. Odd. We got another one. Here we go. May 20th, 2013, from Jeffrey Epstein to Eva Dubin. Sultan's mother-in-law died today in Colombia. Whoops. So it's kind of like a weird way to react, right? Like, if this is his one Sultan friend who's sending him the torture videos or whatever, they're watching porn together, to be like, whoops. Like, friend died, whoops. Kind of odd. What about this one? This is May 11th, 2015. From redacted, Elkman died. Whoops. He was the godfather of my daughter. Can you imagine? And this is, I believe, referring to this guy. Forgot his first name. I had it up. Maybe I'll look it up real quick. Something Elkman, but he was basically a Deutsche Bank person. Let's see. Stephen Elkman, who it's probably referring to, because Stephen Elkman is somebody who died in 2015 as well. I believe they died of, it says there, right? Or cancer, something like that. Yeah, they died of cancer. I think pancreatic cancer. So again, another weird way to be like, whoops. If somebody died of cancer, would you say whoops? Kind of odd, no? And let's not forget to, let me see. Do I have this? Deutsche Bank has long been, like, there's a lot of lawsuits around Deutsche Bank, and you know what? Screw it. Let's just go ahead. Let's see. There's this. Where are we at? We're doing it live. Okay, remember in 2020 this happened? In 2020, the son of a judge handling the Epstein Deutsche Bank case was shot at their home. Listen how tragic this was.
It was a glorious one. It was filled with love and laughter and smiles.
Painfully, angrily, federal judge Esther Salas describes the weekend she and her husband, Mark Andrel, celebrated their son Daniel's 20th birthday and lost him.
And Daniel said, Mom, let's keep talking. I love talking to you, Mom. And it was at that exact moment that the doorbell rang. And Daniel looked at me and said, who is that? And before I could say a word, he sprinted upstairs. Within seconds, I heard the sound of bullets and someone screaming, no! But Daniel, being Daniel, protected his father. And he took the shooter's first bullet directly to the chest. The monster then turned his attention to my husband and began to shoot at my husband, one shot after another. Mark was shot 3 times.
Salas reveals the shooter, attorney Roy Den Hollander, who appeared in her court, had a dossier on her family, from where they live to where they worship, personal information about.
Don't like that. If some of you guys recall, there was dossiers made about me and Tupa spread around the UFO community recently from Epstein Associates. So, like, people want to say, like, oh, it's drama, you're being dramatic. It's like, no, dude. Psycho people handing around dossiers of my family is not fucking fun. So, fuck those people.
Judges, she says, should be private.
While my husband is still in the hospital, recovering from his multiple surgeries, we are living every parent's worst nightmare. Making preparations to bury our only child, Daniel.
A plea to prevent a
So again, point being that she was handling the Epstein Deutsche Bank case. Here's Epstein in 2015 saying whoops to Stephen Elkman, a Deutsche Bank. What's his official title? Do I have it here? Deutsche Bank Managing Director. So again, just another weird thing. Put in the comments, what do you guys think whoops means? And all these weird things. Got one more whoops, and then I'm going to shout out the chat in between little segments here. This one's pretty fucked up, too. Turns out Ornella was raped when she was 18. Anna just told me today. Whoops. Whoops. So yeah, I think that's the last one of the whoops thing. I don't really know what to make of it. It seems like a code word. Oh, actually, no, wait. Sorry, there's one more. Jeffrey Epstein 2012 email from Eva Dubin to Jeffrey says, Mary Kennedy found dead in her backyard, ... Jeffrey replies, whoops. Whoops. And this is Mary Kennedy. She was married to RFK Jr. I saw some people posting around that at the time she was like filing for divorce or something like that. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. But again, this is a weird reaction. So let's just run through them again real quick, power through them. What do we got? We got, I give you permission to kill him. He is apparently with redacted. He lied to you and he lied to me. Whoops. Sultan's mother-in-law died today in Colombia. Whoops. Elkman died. Whoops. He was the godfather of my daughter. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Whoops. Turns out Ornella was raped when she was 18. Anna just told me today. Whoops. Mary Kennedy found dead in her backyard. Sent from my Verizon. Mary Kennedy found dead in her backyard. Whoops. So yeah, I do think it's a code word. I don't really know what it means. BC says, I think it's a code word. Asher says, mistake euphemism. Maybe he's bragging about it and maybe he's bragging about it and being sarcastic, like it's an accident, says CJDV. Yeah, it kind of gets that vibe. Sarah says, whoops, there it is. Just got taken to a whole new level. Oh shit, maybe. This will have to move forward with the victims standing together. Danny Sheehan just shared about this on a recent That UFO podcast with Andy, the British guy, also recently revealed that federal agents have been coming to his house asking about secrets he knows about 9/11. Oh, wow. Very odd. Samuel says, whoops doesn't mean anything specific. It's a running joke for when they reference anything awful. Rape, murder, etc. I guess best case scenario is just these guys have like a weird sense of humor. And they're just, it's just like I don't know. Let's shout out some of the other chat before we move on to the next story. Who's here? Astral says, serious. CJDV says, yo. Onion Mister says, let's go RPK. Sorry, fat fingers. Nate C says, yo. BC45 loves the work we're doing here. Thank you, friend. Sarah's here. Nightly rundown with RPK. Yes, there's so much to go to. Kind of reminds me of like the drone wave, where it's just like every night there's so much stuff. Like I just got to be going every night. This is a moment in history that like, if you don't do this, like a lot of stuff will seep through the cracks. Sap Anime says Pam Bondi's teleprompter didn't kill itself. Now that is one thing I'm not going to be covering tonight because I feel like everyone's covering that. Is the Pam Bondi stuff that's like on mainstream news, and I do have family here. Maybe if it slows down like the rest of the week, we'll go back and revisit some of the highlights because I still have to go through. I woke up a little late and like watch the beginning part. Just solves problems here. What up? Mitchell's here. Hey Red Panda, your creativity is flowing like a mother effer. Yes, thank you, sir. Zane says, honestly, who types whoops? Whoops, I did it. Yeah, again, I've never used the word whoops. Like, I mean, whoops, like when I use the word whoops, it's like if I do something that's like on accident that kind of screws up my plans, but not to a big degree. Like, I don't know, if I'm eating an apple and I drop it, I'm like, whoops. And I just pick it up and like brush it off and keep eating it. Never like so-and-so died, whoops. Or like so-and-so was raped when they were 18, whoops. Very odd, very odd. Hi, Heather. All right, continuing along.
They're eating babies, man.
All right, so Hollywood director says that they are eating babies in Los Angeles. This was today. Who was this? This is Roger Avery, is a director, producer, and Academy Award-winning screenwriter known for Pulp Fiction, which he co-wrote with Quentin Tarantino, as well as The Rules of Attraction and Killing Zone. So it's not just anyone saying it, it's like kind of someone plugged in Hollywood saying that they're killing babies and eating babies. So let's just watch this.
They're eating babies, man. Like that's
Do you think so that you think is real? So
well, yeah. Not only that, I think that there's sacrifices going on every day in Los Angeles. I mean, allegedly, like high level musicians, let's say, high level female musician is like killing chickens every day, doing sacrifices, like
high level.
Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to say names because I don't want to get sued, and I don't want to be dead either.
What does it rhyme like?
Here's the purchase order. I started looking at the comments for some stuff.
Oh, I missed that. BC says he said 85,000 people run the world stage. I found that interesting. So yeah, Hollywood director, Pulp Fiction, which I still haven't seen. Put your guesses on who he's talking about. I saw people saying Lady Gaga. Some people are saying Beyonce. But yeah, the sacrificed chickens. I did find this from Azealia Banks in 2016.
The amount of crap that's about to come off my floor right now, guys. Oh my God. 3 years worth of brujeria. Yeah.
So brujeria references sacrificing chickens. Kind of like a voodoo kind of way.
Yes, I gotta scrape all this shit up. I got my sandblaster, my goggles.
So you can't see like little feathers there. I mean, it looks fucked up, whatever the hell was going on there.
It's about to go down. Real witches do real things.
Like you can clearly see feathers there. Why does it gotta be in the closet? Why can't you do it outside? And I was thinking like, oh, that's crazy, but also at the same time, like I eat chicken nuggets all the time. Like, is that brujeria? I don't know. Let's see. Is this next one gonna work? No, it's not gonna work. We're gonna have to go on X and do it live because Homeboy said a few more other interesting things. Let's see. What were they?
What the fuck? You're all just pretending you're just drones going on in your normal lives.
People are waiting for a condensed version that lays out all the facts. It's the people that are like really interested in reading all the emails.
I think the Luciferians cast a spell on the world. And,
for real?
Oh, absolutely.
So he's saying this is again the director Roger Avery, known for screenwriting Pulp Fiction, is kind of his biggest thing.
Absolutely. It's just like how vampires can't go into a house unless.
And he just said Luciferians put a spell on everyone.
Unless they're invited. They tell you, what's going on ahead of time. It's predictive programming. And once you say it out loud and you put it out there and make fun of it and do a little skit like Stephen Colbert did a little skit on his show where, oh, here's a baby. I'm going to take this baby and I'm going to give it to Moloch. And he goes into like a cloudy red, furnace and hands the baby over and he's, oh, the baby's going to be fine. And they make a joke about it and the audience laughs. Okay, we're all now conditioned to it. We've all seen it. And by laughing at it, we were complicit.
You think that
we're going to watch that next. Really creepy. I'd never seen it until recently.
That's on purpose, that this is like some sort of a grand design?
Ooh, Sarah says he was a student of Kubrick.
To get us to be desensitized to the idea of demons eating babies?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
For sure. And
who do you
by
think,
the way,
but
nobody's doing anything about it. We know what's happening.
But that has to take, there has to be a person or some.
So yeah, let's watch what he referenced here. Have you guys seen this Stephen Colbert skit about sacrificing a baby to a demon? Kind of odd.
I must appease him with the gift of a man-child. Come to me. I must feed you. I must take you to the Northwest. Don't take him. Don't take the baby. Take the baby. Don't eat me.
Don't eat me, eat the baby. Why is this I Got 5 on It song like the go-to track for like TikTokers on like spooky esoteric shit lately? That is pretty funny. I got 5 on it.
I'm sure the baby will be fine.
Creepy. I guess on this beat of like they're eating people, we also have Lauren Boebert.
There are code.
Here we got Lauren Boebert, Congresswoman from, I believe, Colorado. She saw some of the unredacted files, and here's one of her takeaways from it. Let's see this.
Words that suggest Jeffrey Epstein and his associates could maybe even be engaging in some sort of consumption. Is that human consumption? Are there code words? There's a lot of talk of beef jerky. There's a restaurant called The Cannibal where the owner is listed in some of these documents. Now, that isn't a restaurant that is just proclaiming to serve human meat by any means. But some of this just, it seems that there's a lot of conspiracies that make you wonder. And I saw more emails about torture, and these coded conversations still have a very clear topic that torture was big. It was a big driver for them. And these were sick people doing very, very.
So these people are torturing people. They're potentially eating people. Are they? I think they're vampires, guys. We might just be dealing with vampires. Of all the fictional universes to live in, we live in the Twilight universe. I guess that's what happened. Captain Casket says there's another more recent one from SNL. Ooh, I'm gonna grift off that tonight. We're gonna find that. I think I do remember that actually. I do remember that recently. DTB says gay. Allie Clark says, is there a way to post a document or pick your friend to the show? DM it to me on X, and yeah, we'll try and cover it maybe probably tomorrow, though, because like I said, I do have family over, so I'm going to try and power through this one. Epstein Survivor, BC says, Epstein Survivor came out on David Icke podcast and said she glanced at Epstein turned into a reptile-like alien with hologram-like projection. Yeah, I think Juliet is her name. I've talked to her a few times in the next spaces. Now that I'm doing more of these, I might try and interview her. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's see. What do we got next?
Abortion.
Oh, here's Peter Nygaard, Epstein Associate. It's just straight up asking girls for their babies, for their blood. So on this, yeah.
That's very valuable.
Oh, breaking. Okay, we're gonna watch that after.
Umbilical cord, you know, placenta, you know, even your period blood is so rich with stem cells. Yeah. We regard it as waste, and it actually should be. It should be captured as recycled, and it shouldn't go to waste. It's life for somebody, you know.
Him.
And it's life for
George Herbert Bush.
No, the best eggs are 16 to 18 years old. Those are the best eggs.
Oh, 16 to 18-year-olds.
Be careful.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So you may not be our top candidate.
No, that's fine. I think that was my business anyway.
And notice he's
creepy. What's the move, women in chat? If a motherfucker looking like this is like, hey, let me buy your baby off you. Fuck it. What's the price? At what price are you like, fuck it, let's go. Fuck it, we ball.
Slaps him around like a pimp. By the way, you women are like 30. I want 16-year-olds. I mean, folks, and then he did it with a huge medical facility. So understand, we ain't in 2026. We're like in 2050 and vampires running. These are literal vampires.
And the young girl that is on record that he...
Literal vampires. I think they hate Mr. Jones here, so we're going to move on from that. But yeah, pretty wild. Let me look up something that happened in the chat. Did this happen live? Oh, yes, it did. Okay, shout out. Who is it? Jess said, Rep Massey retweeted Tupa's Pam Bondi video. So let's go. Rep Tommy Massey, he's doing a lot of work on the Epstein files. Where's he from, actually? Kentucky? KY4? Kentucky, right? Kansas? Yeah, Kentucky, duh. Hell yeah, Tupa. Fuck yeah, he retweeted
Fix you
this.
some of this new Mococo drink. All natural.
Pam Bondi, when you ask her about the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Fix you some of this new Mococo drink. All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua. No artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
LOL. I love AI. AI is amazing. Good job, Tupa. We'll have to see the homies win. That's a win. All right, continuing along here. What do we got left? We got, I think, 2 more things. Oh no, 3 more things technically. Okay, let's see. All right, so people are having ontological shock over the Epstein files, which, we'll go ahead and just watch them. We watched one of these the other day of that one woman. We'll probably rewatch that one too. But yeah, what do you guys think of this concept of people having ontological shock over the Epstein files? People are, crying in their cars. People are at the airport screaming. It kind of makes sense. I remember I had ontological shock kind of when a lot of the UFO Pizzagate stuff hit me. It all hit me at the same time around 2016, 2017. And, it's kind of unfortunate, but I do think it's kind of a good sign in the long run. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just watch some of them. Here we go. We got this girl crying in her car over the Epstein files. Let's see.
I'm confused on why we're still watching the fucking Grammys and attending the fucking Super Bowl and watching the Super Bowl. Like, no one is mad enough. No one is angry enough. Those are babies. Those are babies and those are children, and that's all they ever fucking knew. No one is mad enough.
Now, I saw some people saying like, "Oh, this is performative" or whatever, but I don't know. I think all these little videos help. To be honest, they kind of help keep the momentum going. Like, imagine if there was nothing. Imagine if there was no online reactions to any of the stuff coming out. It would just come and go. So not everyone could go to DC and protest or like put a stream, but if they're feeling something, and the historian in me, I think it's good to document all this stuff. The Great Awakening. DTP says she seems genuine to me. Flag Magnus says life comes at you fast. Might as well toughen up and face it head on. DTP says it's healthy and necessary, but I understand how long-lasting the negative effects can be. Yeah. Let's look at this next one. We have a man at the airport in Dallas. I think this is actually Atlanta Airport. Yeah, sorry. And he's also experiencing ontological shock and yelling at people. Tracy Scott says it's the final shock of waking up to the reality of just what they're doing. Yep. Sarah says definitely authentic. Let's see.
These files have been released. All of y'all are acting fucking normal. Epstein files have been released, and all of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all are acting normal. They can laugh, but y'all can Google it. They can laugh, but y'all can Google it. The Epstein files have been released, and all of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all are acting normal.
Really constipated. That man don't look like that damn man.
Airport is acting normal.
Everybody's calling.
No, you shut the fuck up.
Hold on, wait, don't say nothing.
Because the Epstein files, what I'm reading, and everybody in this room can read. If you go to Google right now, everybody in this room can read. They are eating babies. They are trafficking children. And if you think for a second any fucking thing in your life matters, you are on the fucking wrong side of history. You are on the fucking wrong side of history. It don't matter about this fight. It don't matter about who in this fucking airport. It don't matter about this nigga walking past you right now.
I do, as long as you don't get violent people, I think that's, like I said, I think all these little moments help, especially when something like this goes hella viral. And again, the historian to me, like, this is a moment in time we're kind of living through, especially at this last batch. I feel like each batch has kind of gotten more and more like significant. DTP says it was very surreal watching people watch the halftime show at my house and vibing with it. Not only because it was shit, in my opinion, but because of all that's going on. Captain Casket says people thought it was crazy, but now they see proof and it's shocking. It's Dawson says it's Dawson. Valid crash out with Guy. BC says that's a canon event. Oh, Sarah, good point. Says like the video, share the video. Beard Ordy says you only get one shot to make a statement and get on the no-fly list. Oh, true. Yeah, maybe not. Don't get on the no-fly list. All right, let's continue along here.
Today, I realized
Here's this
that
girl
my
having a little bit of a ontological shock moment over realizing she has like her ex-stepdad, isn't it?
My ex-stepdad and my ex-stepbrother are all connected to the Epstein files. And it's been such a horrific, like, I just feel sick. I feel so sick over it. And David Toon was my ex-stepdad. He never even married my mom, but like we lived with him and my mom made us call him that, and it was a whole thing. But if you know anything about this guy, he's a trust fund kid. His dad was like a really famous attorney here, and he owns one company called like Zendo or something, and it's planes and helicopters like landing on his private land. Like he has a hangar on a farm off like River Road here in Nashville, and he's well connected to all kinds of politicians, but many presidents and many people. And Nick Francisco Luna, you might recognize him as the guy who gave Donald Trump COVID. He was the director of the Oval Office, and we grew up as like step siblings, but he's like the son of the woman David was married to when he cheated on my mom. And then I don't know, somehow we like hung out all the time. We were treated like that, and I
Nashville's crazy family dynamics there. But yeah, also imagine you be the person that gave Donald Trump COVID. That's pretty wild to have. We got one more of the ontological shock moments. Oh gosh, here we go. Matt says, FYI, the chairman of today's committee, Jim Jordan, was accused of blanking an underage girl in Ohio. He has to help cover up blank at Ohio State. This is how they do it. Everyone is compromised no matter. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we all seeing what's being revealed? Are we all paying attention to the things that are coming out from these files? Because I'm worried that I'm going to have to try and explain to somebody what I'm hearing and seeing, and I'm going to sound like I'm experiencing psychosis because I feel like I'm experiencing psychosis. I can't even sleep. I'm so fucking angry. I'm petrified. This is some of the most vile, most demonic shit I have ever even fathomed. Like, it is unfathomable. And I feel like people are not paying attention. I feel like we are underreacting. I feel like I'm very worried that when we are exposed to such distressing information, like we are being overloaded with the most appalling news ever, that we numb ourselves and we block it out because it's too much, which is like a totally valid human experience and thing to do. But like, we cannot do that. We cannot do that because like, are these fucking fucked up freaks like sitting there laughing, being like, well, everything's out and nothing's going to happen. And like, look, we got away with it. And like, we got away with the most horrifying stuff that.
So yeah, a lot of these moments are happening lately. Again, I feel like I kind of went through that in 2016, 2017 with the UFO Pizzagate stuff. It does kind of wreck your world for a bit, but here's a little meme to help kind of, lighten the mood a bit. QAnon motherfuckers watching normies discuss Pizzagate. This is kind of what it feels like. I feel like for a lot of popular people in this chat who've already kind of been plugged into this stuff.
Pizza. Remember Pizzagate that was all fake? Everybody's they're all talking about pizza. It's weird. Am I crazy or am I now in QAnon? Now, maybe you're not in the far reaches of QAnon, which is like Biden died and was replaced by a
So yeah, funny little meme. Black Magnet says, this is round 3 of this. First was P-Gate, then the first Epstein job, now Epstein part 2. Some may have friends that they didn't understand until this Epstein thing, says Astral B. Yep. All right, let's continue along here on our little slide. We're almost done. I thought this is interesting just to see how the times change. Here's a VH1 video about Jeffrey Epstein. It's like the fabulous life of billionaire ballers or something. You remember this shit from 2004? VH1 vibes. So let's just watch it to see how. So yeah, the fabulous life of billion-dollar Wall Street ballers. VH1 show glorifying Jeffrey Epstein in 2004. I thought it'd be interesting to watch how times change.
But not quite as much as financier Jeffrey Epstein. Jeff was a high school math teacher until he traded his blackboard for the big board in 1976, eventually launching his own exclusive finance firm for billionaire clients. But he just couldn't keep out of the classroom. So when he was
This is so 2004 VH1 vibes, like the editing and shit.
shopping for a new house, he bought himself an entire schoolhouse and transformed it into the largest single residence in all of Manhattan at a whopping 51,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty wild. It's pretty ballin' to have the largest residence in all of Manhattan. Like, that's money, man.
The school costs about $20 million, and he's
Yeah, no, this is what, The Fabulous Life of Billionaire Ballers or some shit, so it makes sense.
dropped $10 million just renovating it.
It has incredible bells and whistles, closed circuit televisions, a heated sidewalk out front, so the snow melts.
But only one man truly rules the Wall Street skies. Because for former school teacher turned billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, one private plane won't do. He's got a small fleet. A Gulfstream 4, a Cessna, and a Boeing 727 with, of course, an in-flight trading room.
He has a Boeing 727. I'm just wondering now, what do you need a commercial size airliner for?
Believe us.
Oh, it's a little dark, huh? Why do you need a plane that big? Why do you need a cargo plane, Jeff? Trafficking orphans and shit out of Haiti.
It comes in handy when you've got powerful friends to fly around.
Uh-oh, who are his powerful friends going to be? Let's see.
When Bill Clinton organized a week-long tour of Africa in 2002, Jeff gave him a ride in his personal 727.
Who did he take with him? Who did he take with him? Let's see.
And took actors Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker.
Oh, look at this crew. Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein on a flight to Africa for AIDS research. You know they were getting up to some degenerate shit with this crew. Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Epstein, and Bill in like the 90s on a...
Along for the trip.
Now, for former President Clinton, it was a chance to investigate the problems of AIDS in Africa, and for Epstein, it was a chance to hang out with some of his big shot friends.
Jet setting with Bill, all in a day's work for Wall Street moguls.
All in a day's work, right here. He gets into the science, his science and stuff.
Street wunderkind Jeffrey Epstein digs science. But he doesn't just have his own chemistry set in the basement. To satisfy his inner Einstein, Jeff's got his own staff of world-class scientists. And he gives them $20 million a year to do whatever experiments they want.
$20 million for science, you know, so that's... He was all into cloning. He was all looking for Atlantis. He was into a lot of like esoteric woo shit. I wonder how much of that money went to like Skywatcher type shit. I'm telling you, if this dude wasn't fucking arrested, he would have been a funder of Skywatcher, bro. I feel it in my bones.
Jeffrey Epstein was actually once a math teacher, but he's so interested in math and science that he has a team of scientists that he funds. You know, they'll just say there's something that they want to study, and he just writes a check.
The platoon of scientists that Epstein has aren't just guys off the street. He's got a Nobel Prize winner, a professor at Harvard.
But bankrolling your own Bunsen burner patrol? Money manager Jeffrey Epstein seems to think so. He unwinds in his $6.8 million Palm Beach villa. But no Wall Street island hopper grabbed a sweeter spread than our friend Jeffrey Epstein. With an estimated annual take of $75 million, he had more than enough cash to buy his own piece of the Virgin Islands.
Jeffrey Epstein owns a 70-acre private island called Little St. James. It used to be a resort.
And now it's sort of lovingly called Little St. Jeff.
Why not? It's all his.
Yeah, boy!
But when Jeff is back in the States, he retreats to the Santa Fe mega ranch he bought back in 1993.
Epstein is said to have the largest home in New Mexico. His property is 7,500 acres.
Can I have it like that?
So this is so 2004, bro. It's all dark, right? The island, the New Mexico.
All of his homes, all over the
They just say the largest home in Mexico, by the way. Let's rewind that. I'm fucking.
Jeff.
Why not? It's all his.
Yeah, boy!
But when Jeff is back in the States, he retreats to the Santa Fe mega ranch he bought back in 1993.
That's the Zorro Ranch, right? Santa Fe, New Mexico? Yeah, right? And Jess just said they are apparently going to launch an investigation for bodies at Zorro Ranch.
Is said to have the largest home in New Mexico. His property is 7,500
Yeah, the largest home in New Mexico, man.
acres.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
all of his homes, all over the country and the world, are equipped with trading screens. So he can basically just wake up in the morning and start trading.
Private islands, holiday mega homes, typical vacation options in the wonderland called Wall Street.
Love life.
Just because you have all the money in the world, it can't buy happiness if you don't have that special someone in your life.
These guys were sort of the math whizzes and the science nerds of high school, and they probably didn't get as much action as, say, the high school quarterback.
But today, these guys have something way more alluring than sex appeal. Dollar signs.
There you go. Dollar signs. It's kind of dark at the end, right? Given everything, the human trafficking. One more time. Fuck it.
Math whizzes and the science nerds of high school, and they probably didn't get as much action as, say, the high school quarterback.
But today, these guys have something way more alluring than sex appeal. Dollar signs.
All right, a little bit of a bummer there. Okay, one more little story, then we're going to close it out.
With
The
FBI.
Reptillian Congresswoman is in the files. Her name is Stacey Plaskett, a Democrat, I believe from New York, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But she's the one from a few months ago, and I totally ripped this post from Tupa, and it's sent today, where it was like this weird MK Ultra thing going on. I personally think these people might be reptilians. I'm not even kidding.
My employee, Roya Demlow, who you just spoke about, which took place on July 17th, 2023. In that
So this is from 2023 or 2024, where they're discussing the Hunter Biden laptop of all things.
line, she says, the question was asked, okay, if someone were to leave here today, were to leave this interview and were to suggest or imply that when you said the laptop was real, that it meant that the FBI had affirmatively determined in October 2020 that the laptop belonged to Hunter Biden, that the contents belonged to Hunter Biden, and that the contents had not been manipulated in some way, would they be representing what you said, correct? Answer by Ms. Demlow. They would be representing what I said because I don't have much knowledge of that. They would be misrepresenting.
Okay, so this chick is she's been to Epstein Island. She was texting Epstein. Let's see, is this gonna be better? There we go. Let's do this. So these are her names coming up in the files. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett is asking if she can meet with you face to face. This is to Jeffrey Epstein from Leslie Groff. I think this is her assistant. If she can meet you face to face sometime soon, she'll be in the VI all next week, New York, on the 12th for the weekend. She says she could get herself to Y at the end of any weekend. Usually have her if she can't meet with you face to face. She would love to have a conversation with you over the next day or two. And this is 2017. This is pretty late in the game. This is when Joe Rogan was like, nah, this is when everyone kind of knew who he was. Your advice is, are you live on YouTube? Yes, I am live on YouTube. Check my X feed. I put a post out about it. Like, this is my most recent post. You know, take it to the YouTube link. We should please advise we should set up a call or meeting soon. It's from to Anna Rodriguez from blank. Hi, Anna. I just wanted to make sure. Did you send Stacey Plaskett instructions on how to get to Jeffrey Epstein's island on Monday, August 18th? She has an appointment with him at 11 a.m. on the island. Is it possible Erica Kelleros comes as well? Trying to find out. So she's been to the island. Oh yes. By the way, we are monetized on this channel now, so we got our first super chat. Thank you, sir, on the channel. Zane77 says, respect the consistency and work ethic. Showing up, doing the research, and presenting it clearly takes discipline. Appreciate the effort. Thank you, Zane. It does take a lot of work. I've been like activated over the past 2 weeks, just kind of grinding. It reminds me of during the drone wave. During the drone wave, I was pretty activated too, because it's like, okay, here's a moment in time. Like, things are happening right now. We got to cover it. I also won't like miss several slack through the cracks. So here's Homegirl talking about her meeting with Epstein.
And I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein, who at the time
was my constituent who was not public knowledge at that time that he was under federal investigation and who was sharing information with me. Now, I heard recently.
Now, I just wanted to play this one more time.
With FBI employee
Isn't it interesting during meetings she's having this while talking about Hunter Biden laptop, she's getting text by Epstein?
Low, who you just spoke about, which took place on July 17, 2023. In that line, she says, the question was asked, okay, if someone were to leave here today, were to leave this interview and were to suggest or imply that when you said the laptop was real, that it meant that the FBI had affirmative.
So interesting they're talking about the Hunter laptop. I think some of these people might legitimately be reptilians or possessed by demons. And here's a last thing. Here's the thing from the Hunter Biden laptop. That's totally real audio. This is not fake. This is really in the Hunter Biden laptop. This is Hunter Biden probably cracked out saying that he's Deimos, the Greek god of suffering. I think these people might be channeling demons or some shit. Let's just let it ride.
I am Deimos. You think that you know me, but you do not. You think that you see me, but you cannot. You think that you hear me, but you will not. You think that you love me, but you do not. I am Deimos. And I will never die. I am Deimos. I am the ever-present.
Yes, this is totally real. This is not AI. This dropped in 2020.
Combined in the things you fear most. And I hold them for you. And that is my love. My love contains the multitudes. My love is my purpose. Because I am Deimos. You think you understand my threats, but you do not. You think that I am silent and sullied and uncertain, but I am not. I am Deimos. You think you know me. I am Deimos. I know everyone. I am Deimos, and I am a cloud that hangs in the ether. It is so beautiful. It seems to contain the multitudes of all the love that is, because it understands all the hate that was. I am Deimos. I do for you what you cannot.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe crack, maybe they are channeling ancient gods. Shout out Tupa's here in the live chat. Congrats, Tupa, on getting the retweet by Massey. We'll end with that. Great stream, guys. Thank you for being here. Again, we're monetized, by the way. Shout out Zane. Don't be afraid to, hit that fucking super chat. But where's Tupa or where's Massey? Here we go. Tupa with the retweet from Thomas Massey, the man of the hour. Look at you, bro. Winning.
Get you some of this new Mococo drink. All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua. No artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Fix you some of this new